Okay, so today we are going to be talking about the 2022 Career Fair. We held our Career Fair last year virtually on Handshake. Some of you may have participated, some of you, this may be your first workshop or your first virtual career fair that you're going to be attending. And that's totally fine. We're going to walk you through all of it so that you'll know exactly what to expect and you'll know exactly what to prepare for. It's a pretty straightforward platform and uses a lot of things that you may be familiar with from other social media platforms. So we'll just jump right into it. For our overview today, we're going to introduce ourselves, talk about virtual fair basics, some steps to prepare, how to register for the fair, preparing your pitch. Some of you may have heard this as like a 60-second commercial or an elevator pitch. It's all kind of the same thing, but we'll be jumping into that. We'll be talking about best practices and a checklist to prepare. And then if you all have any questions, we will be happy to answer them. So we'll start off with meeting the group that's been organizing the fair so far. If you all want to introduce yourselves, I put it in alphabetical order by first name. So Alyssa, if you want to kick us off.
Hi everyone, my name is Alyssa Segal. I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator, and I was hired under a Title V grant awarded to Woodbury in support of sustainability-related education. So my job has three prongs. One, I'm conducting outreach on behalf of the university and building relationships with the community. Two, I'm doing this kind of stuff. I'm helping with career services, assisting students in finding internship and career opportunities. So you'll see me around at a lot of career service events in the future. And then lastly, I'm doing sustainability related projects on campus. So things like a campus garden and compost, which will hopefully be going up later this year. So it's nice to meet everyone. Hello.
And Banush isn't able to join us because she had another commitment that she needed to attend. But Banush has been helping us greatly with the School of Media, Culture, and Design, and she's the chair of graphic design. My name is Jillian. I use she, her pronouns. I am the coordinator of career services and outreach here at Woodbury University. So if you ever have any questions about your internship process or your future career, feel free to make an appointment with me and I'll be happy to support you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Teresa Duriat, and I am the Assistant Dean at the School of Business, but I'm also the Associate Professor of Marketing. I say like I'm the only one, but there's a couple of others as well. I basically do everything. You name it, I help with University Marketing, I help with enrollment. I'm helping with Jillian and Career Services. Primarily, I am responsible for assessment and accreditation, but I also help with seeking grants as well. One is for our high school academy program that's launched over the summer. So pretty much I have my hands in almost anything when it comes to the operations of the university. So I'm so excited to have all of you with us, and I hope that you get a lot of great takeaways to help you to move forward with your careers.
Thank you. And Will also was not able to make it today, but Will has been wonderful in supporting us with outreach for the School of Architecture. He is the director of outreach and is also the person that helps with licensing for our School of Architecture students. And so there have been many other people that have supported us with the career fair and helping us to outreach to employers and support you all, our students. But we are kind of the primary team that's been coordinating this. So I just wanted to make sure that we could all introduce ourselves so you know who to reach out to if you have any questions or if you want to know any more information about what's going on. So Virtual Fair 101, basically just breaking it down from the beginning. A virtual fair is an online event where employers are going to show up to meet with students that they want to either hire for jobs or that they want to network with. And so you may have all been more familiar with maybe an in-person career fair where you'll see a ton of booths and you'll just kind of go from booth to booth to booth. It's a little bit of the same premise when you're doing it online, except you're going to book these appointments in advance, and then you're going to know exactly who the employers are in advance. So many times when you show up to a career fair, you're just kind of winging it, and you're hoping for the best when you meet with these different employers, and you don't necessarily know who you're going to meet with. With the virtual fair, since it's an online event and since you register in advance, you're going to know who these employers are. So our employers set up group sessions, which are 30-minute meetings where you can watch, listen, and use a chat feature to engage. Or they can set up one-on-one sessions where it's just you and the recruiter or the representative with the company, and you discuss the company or a specific position. These are 10 to 20 minutes long. They will show up on your schedule as 10 minutes because that's what Handshake has kind of provided as the standard time for a one-on-one session, but the chat will not close or the video will not close until you reach the 20-minute mark. So some of you that may have portfolios to showcase or the conversation is going really, really well, that may take up closer to 20 minutes rather than the 10 minutes. But basically, just look at the virtual fair as a giant networking event. You're going to be able to set up your own schedule. If you have classes that interrupt the middle of it or the beginning of it, you can work around those and create your own schedule of these 30-minute group sessions or the 10 to 20-minute one-on-one sessions. It is totally up to you, and it is completely in your hands. So it offers a lot of flexibility in a way that in-person fairs just don't. So there's a lot of benefits of a virtual fair, which I've kind of been talking about. The number one thing that I certainly care about a lot, and I'm sure many of you do as well, is that there are no lines, especially when you're in person at a career fair. Popular employers will sometimes have a line that just stretches and stretches and stretches, and you'll be waiting there spending all this time that you could be spending talking to other employers or networking with other folks just standing in this line. Because you create your schedule in advance, you don't have to stand in a line to talk to an employer, and you'll be able to make the most of your time. Like I was mentioning earlier, you can be prepared. You can prepare ahead of time for the conversations with employers, and you can create your schedule in advance. So you'll know exactly which companies you're meeting with. You'll know whether they are the 30-minute informational sessions or the 10 to 20-minute one-on-one sessions. So you'll know what to share, essentially, and that'll help you be more prepared rather than showing up to a career fair and not necessarily knowing what to expect. Today, we'll cover everything so you'll know what to expect, and you'll know how to meet with these employers and how to make yourself stand out, which takes us to our last point of the benefits of the fair. The one-on-one conversations give you the chance to really connect with employers. If you all have ever attended a large event in person, having those one-on-one conversations can be difficult sometimes because there's just so much noise around you. It can be hard to concentrate. It can be hard to hear the other person because it's just going to be you and one other person that are on this call that you have. It's going to be really easy for you to stand out, and it's going to be really easy for you to make an impression with them and make a real connection with them. Hopefully you'll get to talk about your interests and their interests and be able to really create that genuine bond with folks that'll make you stand out when you start to apply for internships, apply for job opportunities, all of that good stuff. So we've broken it down. 4 steps to prepare. Essentially, you want to update your profiles, you want to register early, sign up for sessions, you want to learn about the employers you'll meet, and you want to prepare yourself for the day of the fair. We're going to break this all down a little bit more. So step 1, updating your profile. You want employers to be able to get to know you both before and after the fair. So you want to update your profile or profiles with the most up-to-date information, and that'll be the most beneficial for you. You don't want to have your LinkedIn have the jobs that you worked 2 years ago, or maybe that you worked back in high school, especially if you're a senior or you're going to be graduating. You want to make sure that the information is up to date, relevant with the projects that you've been working on and the tasks that you've been assigned. So even if you've had the same role for a long time, making sure that you keep that updated with the things that you are currently working on. And also your Handshake profile. Because the career fair is held on the Handshake platform, they can look at your Handshake profile. And so you want to make sure that you get that up to 100% completion by adding your interests, any documents such as your resume or cover letter. And you want to make sure that you add your work experience and anything else. We'll go over how to get your profile up to 100% completion later on, but just make sure that any professional websites you have, whether that's a personal portfolio website, your LinkedIn, or your Handshake account, that they are all updated. Step 2, you want to register early. Registration opened up on the 16th, and our career fair is happening a week from now. And so you want to make sure that you can register early for the career fair. That's going to give you the best chance of creating your ideal schedule. So essentially, you know, like we talked about earlier, you can create your own schedule of the 10 to 20-minute one-on-ones and the 30-minute group sessions, or both, for however long you'd like to attend. But these sessions can book up. So obviously the one-on-one sessions are reserved for one student and one employer. Once a student registers for that time slot is taken and no one else can register for that time. So you'll want to make sure that if there's an employer you really want to meet with, or there's a company that you really want to learn more about their opportunities, that you register for those as soon as you can, so that you can get your ideal schedule and meet with the folks that you do want to meet with. Step 3, you want to learn about the employers. Learning about the employers that you're going to meet with shows a commitment and a dedication to what it is that you're doing, and that you're not just kind of randomly meeting with folks, you know, that you're kind of just taking whatever is available. It's going to show that you are an ideal candidate, which at Woodbury University, of course, we're all ideal candidates, right? The fact that you all have to get internship experience in order to graduate is going to make you really stand out compared to other colleges and universities. So making sure that you touch on that and making sure that you show that you've done the research for these employers is going to help. Some of the ways that you can show that you have done the research is when you sign up for sessions, there's going to be a description box under each of the employers, and you can simply read that and just get an idea of what they are looking for or what it is that they represent. I would also recommend looking the employer up on Google and seeing if they've been in the news recently, looking at their website, seeing their mission statement, and basically looking at any other social media channels they have, whether that's LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, any of the others, and just seeing what it is that they're up to. Because if you can bring up the relevant and current things that they are working on, that's going to make you stand out, because it shows that you've done your research, and they're also probably pretty interested in it because they're currently working on it. When you're researching it, think of any questions that you want to ask based on what it is that you know about them. You know, if you find that they've done a news article recently where maybe they're talking about sustainability practices that they want to implement, think of ways that you want to ask them about why they wanted to implement that, or what it is specifically that they're going to do, and practice these questions. You can practice them with friends or family members, professors, career services. We are all here to help you, and anyone would be happy to support you with that. And then the last step that I'm going to cover for kind of these general steps is the day of the fair. You want to find a quiet place to sit and limit distractions the day of the fair. So if you live with a lot of different folks, or, you know, you don't have a quiet environment around you, maybe make sure to remind people that you will be doing a career fair. There may be opportunities for you to speak, and that you need the volume to be fairly low around you, or that you need people to make sure that they're not knocking on your door or interrupting you. And you want to make sure that you have a professional background. So either blurring it, or, you know, if you just have a nice professional background anyway, that's totally fine, or putting a virtual background like a lot of us are using. Those are totally great. And then the other thing that we always tell folks is make sure that you're dressed appropriately for your profession. There's no one set way to dress, because some careers are going to be, you know, much more professional, where you wear a suit and a tie every single day. And there's going to be other professions that are maybe a little more laid back, where you wear jeans and just, you know, a shirt of some kind. And so whatever that looks like for the career that you want, just make sure that you're dressed appropriately for it. And of course, the employer that you're going to be meeting with. In advance, you want to ensure that your video and audio is working and that you have any screens pulled up that you will need to reference. We'll bring this up later on. But if you are a student that has a lot of portfolio things you may need to show, or you may want to reference your resume or other work that you've done, make sure that you have that in advance and it's ready to go, because if you have a 10-minute session, you don't want to spend any time pulling these things up and you just want to have them ready to go. I'm going to stop presenting for just a moment so that I can share my screen and show you all how you can register for the fair. So your handshake page is going to look like this. What you'll want to do first is click on the upper right-hand corner where either your image will be or just a little icon will be, and you'll click on My Profile. When you click on My Profile, it's going to take you to the page that has your profile that is going to be visible for employers or other folks. This is the section right here where you can add your preferences. Currently, because, you know, I'm not actually a student, I have it hidden from employers because I don't want them to spend any time looking at me versus you all. But you can see my profile is 15% complete. We want to get that as close to or at 100% before the career fair, just so that they have enough information to be able to get to know you a little bit before. Your education should already be included, but this other stuff is kind of up to you. You know, we don't necessarily know your work experience or your organizations, but we do know that you're a student at Woodbury. We do know the college that you're in or the major that you're in, and so that'll all be added there. So you can just click on this section and add different experiences. So if it takes you to the work or volunteer experience, I can just type in something. I'm just going to just put other for now. We're going to go ahead and say I was a CEO and then save that. So then you can see that I've added my work experience there and my profile is now 35% complete. You can add any organizations and extracurriculars, any courses you've taken, any projects you've done, and your interests. The interests is especially important, even though it's only visible to you, but you can say whether you're looking for a job or not looking for a job, whether your job interests are full-time, part-time internships, or on campus, and any cities that you're interested in. So you may live, you know, in the Burbank area while you're in school, but maybe over the summer you go home to another city, another state, another country. Adding those in there is going to be great for you. So just making sure that you fill this profile out as much as possible to get as close to 100%. So that's how you're going to get your profile up to 100% before you meet with the employers. What you'll want to do then to register for the career fair, there's a couple different ways to do it, but I think the best way to do it is just to click on events. Our career fair is an event. You'll always be able to find it there. And it's going to be this top one right here that says Virtual Career Fair, Spring 2022 University-Wide Career Fair. You'll go ahead and click on that. You'll see our banner and you'll click on register. And so it says you're registered. What's next? Sign up for sessions, view available group and one-on-one sessions with employers that you're interested in, and sign up before they fill up. So you can view the employer sessions under available sessions, which is that first page it'll take you to. You can see that there are one-on-one sessions available. So it'll say individual session, 9 open sessions, group session, and then it has a 30-minute time block. If there is an employer that has one-on-one sessions, they can set qualifications for it. So for instance, this architecture company could set qualifications for their one-on-one that you have to be an architecture major, or you have to be a junior or a senior in order to book their one-on-ones. Group sessions are open to everyone. So just keep in mind, you may not see one-on-one sessions for some of our employers, but as we get closer to the career fair, they can change that and they can make it so that you can book those one-on-one sessions with them if they decide they want to open that up more. But group sessions will be open to everyone. And so let's just say the U.S. Department of State, I want to go ahead and book an individual session. My profile visibility currently is private. You know, like I mentioned to you all earlier, I just don't want employers to even look at mine, but there's a couple of different settings you can do. You can do community or you can do employers. Community profile visibility is required to participate in the group sessions where your profile is going to be visible to employers, students, and alumni. The benefit of this is that you can message students and alumni who have similar interests or experiences. So if there are folks that have done an internship that you're really interested in, you'll be able to message them and ask them, hey, how did you get that internship? What was it like? Can you give me some more information? Can we network? The employers one is required to participate in the one-on-one sessions. It'll make your profile only visible to the employers, and you can receive messages about potential job opportunities from them that way. So I'm just going to do community for now so that we can sign up for the one-on-one and the group sessions. So Jason is our representative with the Department of State. I can sign up for any of these times. You can see there's 2:30, 2:40, et cetera, et cetera. Let's just say I want to sign up for 2:30. You can see the details here, the job types, the employment types, the job titles that they're looking for, and then you can confirm. So once I've confirmed, you'll see over to this right-hand side that there are your sessions over there. So we can see that I have the one-on-one from 2:30 to 2:40 with the U.S. Department of State. Let's say then that I want to meet with this architectural agency. And so they have group sessions that I can sign up for. And this is specifically the 4:30 to 5 o'clock. If I confirm that, I'm now registered for that event. So we can see my schedule includes the 2:30 to 2:40 one-on-one, and then the 4:30 to 5 o'clock group session with the others. So I can go through this and book as many different sessions as I want, as long as they don't overlap in the schedule. So you can't sign up for a group session and a one-on-one that are at the same time. Even if your one-on-one only takes 10 minutes and you can go to the other 20 minutes of the group session, they can't have any overlap at all. So just keep that in mind and make sure to time it out appropriately. But you can go through and book to your heart's content. So once you do that, you know, the day of, you're essentially just going to go to this same page and then the links are going to be here. If you ever need to cancel something, go ahead and cancel the reservation there. You can let them know why you're canceling in case something came up. But that's essentially that. So you're just going to register. You'll get more information once you register, and we will send you more information about how to actually view the video and how to go into the conferencing platform. But it's all going to be on the Handshake website unless they are specifically linking out to another platform. So I know off the top of my head, I know the Peace Corps is linking out to another platform. So if I confirm this session, we should be able to see a video conference link will be available at your session time. So once your session, I believe it's 10 minutes before your session starts, you'll get a link for that session and you'll be able to attend it. But of course, if you ever have any questions, we are happy to help you with that and can provide any support with finding the links or getting into those. We do have office hours leading up to the career fair, including the day of the career fair. So that's essentially how you are going to register for the different events. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing now, but I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint so that we can continue to move on with all of that. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We are happy to answer them. But that's essentially how the registration process is going to work. You'll just want to register for the fair first, and then you want to register for the individual sessions it is that you're looking for. I know that was a lot of information, so I apologize. And let's take it to the right slide. Okay, so the next thing that we want to talk about is preparing your pitch. Dr. Billiot, do you want to take it from here?
Yeah, so preparing your pitch is very critical, because one of the questions that they'll ask you is most likely is, why do you want to work for our company? You know, what interests you? That's usually like the give me interview question. And because you have only basically like 10 minutes, 20 minutes for this interview, you want to have a very short and sweet elevator pitch. I usually tell students to go and watch Shark Tank because they have some really, really compelling elevator pitches. But one of the ways for you to kind of like figure out how to do an elevator pitch is do what like Julian said earlier, is to go look at the mission statement of the company, look at some of their projects that they're working for, look to see what their values are, and talk about how you align yourself with what the company's interests are, their values, and how you feel like you can work in their culture. I will tell you that many employers are looking for students not just with like the knowledge from what they get from their academic programs, but also a lot of soft skills like empathy, teamwork, communication, creative thinking, conflict resolution. You know, how did you overcome a conflict, maybe in a group assignment, time management, and being responsible and holding yourself accountable. So you want to make sure that in your elevator pitch, you are identifying maybe a need that they have. Maybe it's a lack of teamwork that the company is looking for, and you find yourself having a lot of strength, and then you could bring that forward with the company. Because most of the time, most employers will say that if someone does not know how to work with a team, please do not send them to our company for consideration for hiring. So definitely make sure you set yourselves up in a very compelling elevator pitch, but also make sure you watch Shark Tank as a way to kind of see what a format of an elevator pitch is. On the next slide, when we talk about the one-on-one sessions, yes, there are, this is a great opportunity for you to get to know the employer. One thing that I would recommend is that you ask really good questions to the employer, okay? Because that will set you apart from the others. I work on a lot of search committees where we're hiring for people to work at Woodbury. And one of the things we always tell ourselves as a committee is, well, we can tell how serious they are based on the questions that they ask the committee, right? So you always want to look at the questions you ask to the interviewer. So a couple of good questions to kind of get you started on that is, ask them, how would you define success at your company? You know, if someone says your company is successful, what is the evidence that you have to provide that? So like a good example for that is like at Woodbury, how would you know Woodbury University is successful? Well, we look at our students and their success, their alumni stories, right? Where they're getting hired, you know, how active they are on the co-curricular activities. So always ask them, how would you define success? And another question that you can ask them is, what are you looking for in terms of this position? What kind of person, what kind of character? You know, can you describe that individual to us? Another question you can ask them is, what is one of the biggest challenges that this person who's coming in for this role might face? Might be multiple challenges. It gives you a lot more insight into the culture, but it also shows you that you're really trying to do your research on the employer. So always go in there and looking for some really good questions to ask the interviewer. And if you have some questions that you're not sure if they're good enough, feel free to email that to us and we'll be able to look at it and give you some pointers as well.
Thank you so much for covering that. And Will, who works with the School of Architecture, did send me some tips for those of you that have portfolios or those of you that may want to showcase, you know, any specific items. So he wanted me to tell you all, you aren't going to have time to go through your entire portfolio. So just make sure that you're focused on one or two projects that you can really talk about. And assuming that you're going to be interviewing with multiple firms or multiple organizations, applications, select work that you feel is most relevant to each of the firms that would benefit all of them as well. So focus on a project or two for firm A and another project or two for firm B. And just making sure that you have that information kind of ready to go in another screen again, so that you don't have to spend any of your valuable time while you're in that session pulling up those documents. Make sure that you have that ready since you can prepare in advance. And I'll turn it over. Well, we're going to talk about best practices. I'll cover a few of them to begin with. So sharing your screen, like we've said, have your portfolio and your resume side by side. I would recommend having a PDF so that you can just toggle between the two in the same kind of window rather than having to go through multiple different areas. And don't share your entire desktop. Only share the file and have the file open before you start the share. Again, just to make it really quick and easy for both you and the employer. You want to make sure that you manage the process, making sure that you have no more than 3 examples and having different examples to show the technical skills and the design work that you're wanting to showcase, and make sure that you schedule your sessions appropriately. If we do have a 4-hour career fair, if you book back to back to back for that entire 4-hour career fair, you are going to be exhausted by the end and you may not have any voice left, and it would just be a really long day for you. So make sure that you schedule breaks as appropriate. And if that's something that you need. And again, if you have these 10-minute sessions that may go into 20-minute sessions, making sure that you don't book back-to-back 10-minute sessions or those one-on-ones. With your talking points, like Dr. Billiot was mentioning, making sure that you just have specific things that it is you want to mention, not rambling, delivering your information concisely. I love the idea of looking at Shark Tank pitches, because those are entertaining and they're quick and they get the point across very well. So making sure that you're doing that. And of course, talking about yourself, but make the connection to how you're going to help the company. You don't just want to make it about you. You want to talk about, here's a little bit about me, and also because this is what I can do, here's how I can help you. And then Alyssa will jump into some of the other best practices there.
Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to emphasize the importance of networking, not only at the career fair, but just generally, moving forward in your career paths. So networking can open a lot of possibilities that you were not aware of before. And that might be in a direct sense, like a position you haven't, seen or heard of, but that also might be in expanding, the realm of possibility for yourself. So you might be attending a session that you don't know anything about. Or, you're looking at an employer that you had not previously considered. Building a relationship with that employer can give you a little bit more insight into what they do and then also what you can do in the future. Maybe that's something that you had never thought of, and listening to this employer talk, you're like, oh, that would be a great fit for me. So really expanding, what you're considering as a potential employer will be very helpful for you. So I would say that there are like a couple of different ways you can do this. One of them is definitely the one-on-one session. That's something that you can prepare for now if you see employers at the career fair that you'll be interested in. Another way I would say is to just attend group sessions and collect contact information. So, record or write down people's emails, people's phone numbers, their names, and go back and, later when you have time, when you feel prepared, email them and reach out and say, hey, can I set up, a quick call with you to ask, how did you get to this position? Like, what is your job like? Anything like that. I would say 9 times out of 10, people are really willing to help you, even if they, don't know you. So I really encourage you to reach out. And you can continue maintaining those relationships. That can be, through asking, can we have another call, or can we have a casual catch up? I really enjoyed the last time that we talked. And I think the great thing also about networking is as you expand your network, you can help other people expand theirs. So if you have a younger sibling, or you have a friend who's looking, they're interested in working for the Peace Corps, and you spoke to someone from the Peace Corps, you can be like, hey, I have this person's email, let me send them an email and set up a meeting for you. And you can really help each other out. So I really encourage you guys to network and continue networking outside of the career fair. And then very quickly, I just want to say that Jillian and I are hosting office hours up until the actual career fair. So if you have any questions about networking, questions to ask, while you're networking, all of that stuff, and anything else we've talked about today, please reach out and set up a meeting with us. We're happy to help you guys.
Thank you, Alyssa. Yeah, that's such great information. And I always tell folks networking can really be kind of the make or break it thing when you're interviewing for different positions, because if you were referred for that position from someone else that works within the company, or they recognize your name because they've spoken to you before, that's going to give you a competitive edge that some of the other folks who are applying might not have. So definitely make sure that the work that you're doing for this career fair goes beyond simply the 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock that we have our career fair. Make sure that you're networking with them afterwards and creating those connections so that you can have something that's going to benefit you long term and something that can hopefully benefit those employers long term. So again, our checklist for the fair. You need to register for the fair in order to attend it. So register by going to the Handshake website and going through the steps that I had shown you before. Sign up for sessions, but make sure that you check back later because our employers are also still learning the Handshake platform, and they will be filling out their schedules more later. So there may be different sessions later on that you may want to attend. Make sure that you update your Handshake profile, your LinkedIn profile, any other websites. Research the employees that you're meeting with, looking up their mission statement, looking up the things that they've done recently. Prepare a few talking points like Dr. Billy had talked about, and your pitch. Be curious and ask questions, like Alyssa was saying with the networking, making sure that you have kind of those good questions ready to go, and you can always practice it with us. And afterwards, make sure that you view and apply to any open job openings that they have. So don't let it end with the career fair. Make sure that it goes beyond that. So that is essentially it. We want to thank you and see if you all have any questions for us. And if you have any questions that you think of later on, or if you'd like to set up an appointment with either Alyssa or myself, you can email careers@woodbury.edu and we can set up an appointment to talk about any of that. And Alyssa and Dr. Billiard, I'd love to know if you have any last minute advice or just support that you want to offer.
I would just say that take advantage of the career fair, because the more you practice with interviewing, the better you'll get at it. Sometimes, I think the first time I did an interview, I was just all over the place because I was nervous, I was excited, but I don't think I really came across as well as I wanted to. But as you get through the practicing of the interviewing, you'll get a lot sharper as the process goes along.
Yeah, I would second that. And I would say the career fair is definitely a place for you to practice all those skills so that when you're out in the real world, you'll have all of this, a little bit of background with everything. And then I just want to say a quick tip. If you guys are looking for questions to ask, you can look up informational interview on Google. That's what I did when I was looking for a job. I would sit down anybody I could talk to and just ask them a bunch of questions. But those will have questions that we've talked about before. Things like, what's the most rewarding part of your job? What are the challenges you face? What's your day-to-day like? What's the workplace culture like? All of those kinds of questions you can find online. And then lastly, I would say that you should also feel empowered to be as discerning with employers as they are with you. So if you are interviewing and you hear something that you feel like maybe I'm not a good fit, then it's totally okay to be like, this is not the position for me. So you are, you have value as an employee. So, empower yourself. Don't just take the first offer you get if you feel like you don't fit there.
I love that. I think that's such wonderful advice, because you can tell a lot of times based on what it is that they're asking you, what it is that the job is going to look like, or the culture at the company. So making sure that you're interviewing them and they're not just interviewing you. I think that's a great point. And definitely, Dr. Billiot, the practicing I think is huge. I was all over the place when I did my first interviews too. So the more that you can do it, the better you're going to get. And of course, if you want to practice mock interviews, Alyssa and I are here to help. You can email any of us that have been on the team to help set up the career fair, and we will be happy to support you in any way that we can. But that's essentially it. It's just a matter of, at this point, registering for the fair, signing up for your sessions, and then doing a little bit of research. So I wish you all the best of luck. Feel free to reach out with any questions. But thank you so much for attending today, and we hope you have wonderful meetings with the different employers that you talk with.